So this is the commentary on Kamlesh Patel's presentation of the third masterclass on February 3rd, 2017. I'm doing these videos because people that come to this YouTube channel don't know some of the terminology and the concepts here, and coming to an American audience and have some trouble understanding the Indian accent. Now, this was, of all the presentations that Kamlesh gave, this one would be my favorite. It was filled with things that he put in a way that I had never heard before. And some of them were new concepts and things that I hadn't heard before and didn't know about the system. And it's a wonderful presentation. And you can feel the energy when he's talking. Again, I met Kamlesh shortly after I started this practice in 1993 of August 3rd. I became a member of the system. And I think I met him about a month later. And he's somebody I've seen on and off over the years. And I was in India when the third master, which was affectionately known as Chariji, the third president of the system, was passed over to what we call the brighter world. And Kamlesh became the new president. And I could see the transformation in him. And when you're around these spiritual masters, these are highly developed spiritual souls, but this goes with what Kamlesh is talking about in this video, where a person starts living their meditation and keeping a longer and longer connection with the source within. You're in a state where you're constantly feeling God's love, and it comes radiating out of you. And both of these gentlemen, these two spiritual masters and presidents of the system, when you're around them, you can just feel this love and the peace coming off of them. And it's really nice to be in their presence. Now, maybe you've had a loving grandparent or somebody that when you're around them, you just feel better and you have higher thoughts. You make better decisions. You feel the wisdom coming off of them. And it raises you up to a higher level. If you play a sport and you get to play with somebody who's a great athlete, or you're a musician, and you get to play your instrument with a musician who's like a master level musician, they'll raise your ability. It's like your consciousness gets pulled up, and this is what happens on a spiritual level when you make contact with these people. So anybody that has the opportunity to meet this gentleman, Kamlesh Patel, there will be spiritual gatherings probably sometime next year in the United States. If you have the opportunity, it's well worth doing, because this is somebody who's the example of what this heartfulness system can help you become. Now, the third master Chariji and this gentleman, Kamlesh Patel, are different people. They have different personalities. They have different opinions on certain things. And the similarity is their hearts and their connection to God. And they became their best version of themselves. And within each of us, we have an ideal version, the version that's most closely a reflection of the godly love that's in our hearts and our soul. And these spiritual masters of the system are not there to be worshipped, but they're an example of what you can achieve and become in the spiritual plane of existence using this system. So it's a good idea to meet them, because you can see the end product of the heartfulness system. And so the reason I'm saying all this is this goes with what he was saying about this condition of samadhi. Now, the condition of samadhi is where you're not asleep, but your mind is no longer having any thoughts, and you're in an absorbed, deep state of consciousness, and you're feeling God's love in your heart, and this might go on for some period of time. The benefit of the heartfulness system and the transmission. Now, in terms of the benefits of this system, I know I never practiced another method of meditation, but many people come into this system using transcendental meditation or some of these other practices, which are beneficial, and they have their attributes and different yogic practices. But I've had a number of people say that the ease in which you can meditate and how quickly you can achieve a condition of samadhi using the heartfulness method is like no other. Some of them said they meditated for years and never experienced this condition of samadhi. And it's because of the transmission. The transmission helps to facilitate people going into this deep state of consciousness. And what Kamlesh was referring to is that you make these states last longer and longer in the meditation, and eventually you keep that state going on a constant basis. You start off slow, you learn the practice, but you retain this condition, this spiritual condition. This is what he was talking about really throughout the video. So even when you're sleeping, you pray before you go to sleep, and you make this connection. And as you're sleeping, you're continuing this spiritual connection. So as your body rests, your soul and your consciousness are connected to the source, are connected with God. So you're continuing your spiritual journey in your sleeping hours, and you wake up and it's easier to meditate. And then you keep this connection. You're thinking, you're feeling God's love in your heart all day, and your behaviors and everything is reflected in this. And so this is why this is a wonderful system. It's not something that you have to do today. It's something where, all right, now you're establishing this practice and incorporating it into your life, seeing how much time you can spend meditating, doing the cleaning process. It's like incorporating an exercise program or something into your life, but not in the sense that it's work, something that you feel is beneficial to you. And you meditate as long as you can, you do your cleaning as much as you can, and you establish this as some sort of routine. He talked about how it's good to find a same place and same time to meditate every day. If you can't do that, that's fine, but it's something that helps you, because it's like you're setting up an appointment with God, and the energy builds in the location and at the time that you meditate every day. That's one of the maxims, one of the teachings of the system, the first maxim. And the 10th maxim that he talked about is where at the end of the day, you might think of some mistakes that you made, things that you regret, and you pray to God and you say, I made these mistakes. I'm resolving not to make this same mistake again, and please help me. And then you connect to God and go to sleep. And so this helps you build your character qualities. Now, this is, again, not something that you have to start on day one, but these techniques are available to you for self-improvement and to live your life connected to God. And I can attest this practice has helped me get through difficult situations that I couldn't have gone through, I think, otherwise. And it's like you're not lonely, you just feel connected. You don't feel isolated, you feel supported, which I hope people will test out and work with, because when you go through a difficult state, a difficult experience in your life, it's easy to shut down and cut yourself off from things that make you healthy. If you get overwhelmed, if you get really stressed out, if you've been traumatized. But if you do your cleaning and you contact a trainer and you get what's called an individual sitting, an individual session where the trainer will help you clean your heart, and then transmit to you. And then you do this practice, and you see how it helps you reduce the stress, reduce the panic, reduce the negative emotions you have when going through something difficult. And so this is what this system's there for, to help you do, is to connect to God no matter what's going on in your life. And through that connection to God, through that connection to your soul, it's much easier for you to navigate through difficulties and actually be happy during these periods of time. It actually helps you to detach the life issue, which is a great thing as well. And there's 2 links in the description box. One is called Heart Connect, and this is a wonderful app. And you log on to this app on your phone, and it connects you with a trainer, and they'll give you a sitting. They'll tell you to please begin. And then I've used this app for the first time, I think 2 weeks ago, when I got a new phone. And you'll get a sitting, and then afterwards it'll ask you to write a few comments about what you experienced during the sitting. And so anytime you need a sitting, you're going through something, you feel stressed out, you feel depressed, or you're feeling bad, or you just think that you need this connection, you turn on this app on your phone, and some trainer around the world will connect with you and give you this sitting and help you. It's recommended that you get a sitting at least once a week. So you can do this once a week, and it's very beneficial to have somebody work on your heart, clean your heart, and then get this transmission while you meditate. It facilitates a deeper connection. And again, all the services are free, and all of these people are volunteering. Many of them have normal jobs, and then during their free time, they volunteer to do this work. And then the other thing is called Heart Spots, and this is an app that you can use on your phone or computer. And you put your zip code into a box at the top of the app, and it'll tell you the trainers that are near to your house. And it's better for you if you can make physical contact with one of these people. You go over to their house, and they will give you a transmission and do a cleaning for you. It's called getting a sitting. You can ask them questions about the practice and these types of things. So it's more desirable to make contact if there is a preceptor, if there's a trainer near your house. That's great. And the app expands out to a 200-mile radius. If you live near a major city, there's likely a trainer near you. So again, the links are in the description box. You can always write me at pocketsofthefuture@gmail.com. If you have any questions about the videos or this system, or you have any comments about your meditation and your personal experience, and tell me how it's going for you. Also, you can message me through my Pockets of the Future Facebook page, which is linked above in the description box. So again, this was a wonderful session, and I'm feeling really happy and enthusiastic about it. Everybody have a blessed day.